Morning folks, just thought I'd create a bit of a video just regards to Forscan. Seen one or two people asking about it. I've managed to program up my car without too much bother. It's not too bad, so I just thought I'd make a video, see if I can help a few people out. First thing you're going to need to do is, in my case, is grab yourself a laptop, said laptop, and install a copy of Forscan on there. You can download that free of site from Forscan website. You'll need to register a license on there, an account. They do give you a free trial, which I think lasts for a couple of months, which obviously is a good way to test it and see if it's going to be of any benefit to you. After that, you'll need to register for a year or 2 or 3 year or even a lifetime license. Year's license is about £7. I think the lifetime one is about £38 or something like that. But obviously the choice is yours. After a couple of months, you'll still be able to load up the trial software, but you won't be able to make any changes. So obviously if you just install that on your laptop or whatever it is you're using to connect to your car, that's basically all you're going to need. Second thing you're going to need is an interface to plug into your car's OBD port. I got this one, nothing special about it as far as I can see. I just got it off Amazon. It was about 25 quid, I think. The little switch on the side is quite important, so to get some of the features that you need for Forscan, you need to make sure it's got that switch on there. Other than that, it's relatively straightforward. It USBs into my laptop and obviously plugs into the car's OBD port, ready for you to program. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, we're good to go. For anybody that don't know where the OBD port is on a Ford Focus Mark IV, it's just down there, just to the right of the steering wheel, underneath the instrument panel there. Pretty easy to plug in. I'm not very car orientated, but not a problem for me. And obviously then that's USB'd into my laptop over here. So what we're going to do now is just fire up the Forscan software, put our ignition on. So obviously just a single press of that, bring the ignition on and just leave the car sat in ignition mode. I'll turn off Planet Rock. Obviously we'll get rid of that in a sec. There we go. And on the laptop we have an icon bottom left right down there which says connect to vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and Forscan gives me a warning saying basically make sure your ignition's on and your switch is in the correct place. So I'm just going to OK that, and Forscan's going to connect to the car. It's telling me it's already found obviously a car profile, because obviously I've already had this thing connected to the car. I'm just going to tell it not to load the profile, so everybody can see what it's all about. And away it goes, connecting to each module on the car. After a little while, it's going to ask me to flick that switch on the programming module that I pointed out earlier. This takes probably a minute or so for it to do whatever it's doing. Okay, so there, basically it's now asking, got a bit of glare on that. There we go, just tip that up. It's now asking if I've got a switch on the module, on the adapter, so I'm going to hit yes because I have. And it's now telling me to go and move that switch. So just down here, got the switch. Just going to move that across. There we go. And I'm going to hit OK because I've done that. Okay, it's now asking me if I would like to save this profile, so I'm going to click yes. So I've always got something to go back to should the whole thing go pear-shaped, and we're good to go. So the module we're after, so one of the most common things that people keep asking for is the heater controls within the Sync 3 display. They can be found within the APIM module. So what we're going to do is click the icon just there which says configuration and programming. Well, we're good to go, and you'll see lots of different names up there. So some say as built, which are where you have to edit the code to punch in, which is a little bit more difficult. I'm not going to get into that today. We're just going to do a basic change, which is the APIM module. So if we hit that just there, and bottom left we have the load function just there. So we're going to click run service program and connect. So it's now telling me to move the switch back, so I'm just going to do that because obviously we moved the switch over for the initial connection. So just going to do that. Back to the car. I'm going to hit OK because obviously I've done that now. It's giving me a warning. I'm going to hit OK. I'm fine with that. And we're now connected to the car. So we've got a whole bunch of icons, options here that we can change on the car. Some are relevant, some are not. Obviously you can change whatever you will. Obviously it's at your own risk. I'm not taking any responsibility for anybody's car not working afterwards, but obviously the ones I've changed are the ones that work for me. So at the moment, obviously my Sync 3 looks like that. We've got the standard display on there, but this may take a bit of finding. But if we scroll down this menu, there are some options that you might want to change for the climate icons. So across there we have climate domain and climate icons mode, which are currently disabled. So climate domain are one of the ones that I changed, and the climate icons mode. So what I'll need to do is switch that and that one on. So at the moment you can see they're both disabled. If I just click on the domain one and click edit, and I'm going to enable it, and then click the tick, and the icons mode, I'm going to edit that and click enable and hit tick. Okay, so the next one we've got on there is the heated wheel icon within your Sync 3 display. It's just a little bit further down on the same menu. I've just skipped past all the scrolling, but if you scroll down the page then it appears, and it's pretty obvious what it is. So as before, I highlight it by clicking on it, I click edit selection, and I'm going to enable that and hit tick. And a little bit further still are the heated seats options. So let's see how many times I can scroll past it without finding it. There we go, sorry. So there's a seat buttons icon. So at the moment it says none. Again, if I highlight it, click edit selection, and it gives me a few options. So they're just dependent on your seat. Obviously mine's a UK ST, so we just have heated seats in there, and I hit OK. So they're the only the two things I'm going to switch on. So I'm now going to write that to vehicle. So down at the bottom left, hit right. It's telling me what the changes are, so the old values and the new values, and I hit tick, and we're sending that to the car. It's telling me to turn the ignition on and off, which I will do. So off, back on. Okay, so we should be good to go on there. If you look at the bottom of the display there, we've got a climate icon button, so I can hit that. It now gives me access to my climate control settings, as well as additional controls. I've got the ignition on at the moment, but you can just about see there the heated steering wheel and a few other options on there. We hit menu on there. I believe, yeah, we got the heated seats ones on there as well. And then if we go back to the home screen, again, so this is the standard home screen on the car. We get your normal information, but down there at the bottom you've got the heated seats and you've got the heated steering wheel icon on there as well. Okay, so we've finished editing. Our settings have taken effect, and the car's now got our climate controls within Sync 3. So last thing we need to do is disconnect from the car. So down there we have a stop service procedure button. We're going to click that and we'll disconnect, and we can just close the program down as you would do anything else on a computer. And that's about it. Thanks.